Thank you for the bits bumping up. Take your.
It works. All right. Oop, not Xbox, not the capture. There we go. Got our alternate input capture working. I was worried it was disabled still. It's not one thing, it's another, man. It's always something. Greetings and salutations. It's been a bit, right? Did some upgrading, working on some stuff. We still, to this day, are 100% no mixer. It's just not going to work. I talked to devs today about it, and I've tried to get them to figure out what the deal is, and they gave me some solutions, and we tried it, and yep, not happening. So I think today, one, I don't have my new bass that I've been using on Stevie's server. It's a 2-time little modded, not too bad, but nothing crazy. But I figure we'll build that until we have some requests, maybe, and depending on what we've got, we'll try to work it out. Know what I mean? Right. So the core of this bass is pretty easy. It's a we're already messing up. It's a 3-long and there you have it. The masterful bass is complete. It's not. So this is just the overlay core. This is kind of the brief basics of what I outline, and then from there we need the stuff for upstairs. The majority of this stuff ends up being honeycomb. So that is the whole core of the bass. That's as big as it gets. Doesn't matter which side you pick. And for me, I always let's go ahead and swap over to armored, or not armored, but metal for these sections. All right. So our TC is going to be behind these magical walls. Okay. Okay. Here's our door. Here's our door. And everybody's like, oh no, you can't put that there, because that's only, you know, 2 walls or 1. Okay, so what we do, high qual these 2. Okay. This is the standard, and this is pretty much all I high qual. Now, eventually, as we get further in the server and stuff start getting, you know, kind of silly, I guess it would be. Well, let me pop out my Mod Crush chat. was going to try it on my phone, but I guess my phone identifies it as a waiting for broadcast. We're already broadcasting. Okay, there we go. There we go. All right, so got everything situated. Takes a little bit, you know. You got to get used to this. One, I got dual screen, so I got to kind of look at both. But all right, so back to the thing. So honestly, this is about the extent of my armoring, other than the roofs above, you know. Which, I mean, that's not bad for armoring. You know what I mean? And then we'll slap down. First, we want to do half walls, and this would have been twig, so don't freak out on me, okay, people. All right, so and then we will delete the twig, and the reason I say this as it is, so if they blow in from the top, say they blow in from the top. I don't think we don't want that armored. It's not worth armoring. Okay, so if they blow in from the top and say they take out this this top portion, if you had just your boxes stacked 4 high, they technically could just pop this and then they're in loot. Okay, so what we do is we do add the second wall here, because what that forces them to do is it forces them to pop the door. More than likely they're going to pop the door anyway, but it just makes them where they have to, if that makes sense. Because then they can't get to the, and I always keep, so the top part is like low end loot, and then the bottom is the best stuff. You know what I mean? So that way, if they came in from the top part of it, they had to work through it. All right. On the back side over here, we'll go ahead and just finish the end here. We'll go back to metal. Ooh, that one's not. Alright. Wraith Distance. What's up, man? Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. So, as we go through here, we're going to... Alright, we've got our ceilings and everything back. So just this setup here, which, I mean, it doesn't look that bad. Just this here, depending on if they, because we're going to put stuff above it. Oh man, I am struggling here. Let's put this back. Bam. All right, and we'll honeycomb these real quick. Honeycomb. Should be metal, right? Good job. Okay, so to TC now is, everybody remember your boom numbers. So if they go through a metal wall, that's how many? It's 9 rockets, right? So 9, and then 15, 15. So 39 rockets to your TC, and they have to know exactly where it is. That's pretty decent, all right? And then, you know, if you want to get cheeky, you know, depending on how, you know, which way they blow in, you can add in the extra, you know, foundation if you wanted to make it extra. You know, you go from, you know, 39 rockets to a duo base. I got a couple of those. How much upkeep are you thinking? What's doable to you? And then we'll play with some stuff. yeah, this is definitely a clan base. And you got to have options here. So 5K, hey, that's a lot. You think about it, 5K is a lot. I mean, if we look at, oh, so no high qual. I got you. So you're going to be metal. Okay, metal-ish. Okay. So just this alone. Now, of course, we're only at like 81 blocks, so we're under the 15%. If you see here, right where this little guy here, it tells you the 15. Once you get over like 150 blocks, and rust, it's actually a metal stone. Okay. So what you're looking at with upkeep also is, as your base gets bigger, rust puts a percentage tax on you. So as you build bigger, like right now we're at 81 blocks. Once you get over a certain point, this percentage goes up slowly but steadily, which is horrible. Let's go with, we've got a bunch here. I mean, if you don't notice, I love to build. Let's see. Let's see. This one might not be too bad. Let's see what this one was. Okay, so this one's 8,000 metal total, which means we can swap some of it out for stone. Okay, and all this stuff on top is for aesthetics. And I bet you, actually, if we filtered out parts, let's see, deployables. We'll leave the rest of that in there. Let's see what it recalculates out, because those damn metal things there are a lot. Let's take the roof off of this one and see what it looks like. Okay, so this was one of our bunkers, our bunker bases that we had built. Do y'all know what I mean by when I talk about a bunker base? So it's the drop-in triangle here, where you close it off during the day. We're not going to save it, but we'll, oh, there we go. And this is actually a little too much to begin with. I mean, you're looking at 9, 18. So, I mean, you could even take some of this honeycomb off, too. I think I was just being cheeky at this point. Yeah, you close it off with wood here. This would be twig, and then you seal this with metal at the end of the night, you know, whatever you're doing. You got a bunch of drop boxes in. Which isn't bad. And then technically, you know, you use garage doors. So if they blew through doors, you know, it's 2 main doors, a garage door, if they go the right way, because sometimes they might screw up and go this way. And I believe this is walled. Yeah, it's walled. So let's take the roof off. The only thing with Fortify that it does fairly bad at. Okay, so what I did was here is I put our furnaces just outside where the drop down is. And then you would remove the drop down and drop in. Yeah. So here's our 2 furnace rooms. We've got a dump box here. Food for the guys trying to go out. Let's see if I can find something that's a little smaller. There we go. Repair bench. And then inside the core, you have a loot room here, 2 wall loot rooms, and we actually snuggled batteries in here for electricity. Level 3, and you can actually, if you wanted to, if you want to get cheeky, I know you said you didn't want to do high qual, but if you could waste, rather than these guys here being high qual, which they are, which isn't bad. I mean, 63 high qual a day is still not bad. But say, let's see if we did that. We'll turn these into metal. Metal. And then we turn these 2 into high qual and recalculate. course, we have to unhide the floors, so it would... That doesn't make any sense. Oh, because they didn't unhide qual. I was like, how did it make it more? Edit. And metal. Don't edit. Oh, I think I still had them selected when I high qual those guys. Let's see. Unhide the floors. Get upkeep. So it dropped it down to like less than 50. And like I said, with those, just with that alone, you're looking at 9, 18, 30. You know, 33 rockets. Yeah, I play with a big clan. I play with a clan of like 10 or more. But I like small bases. I started out as a duo trio. So I do have smaller bases. But I mean, this one here, if you, rather than like this front part here, rather than it being metal, if you converted it to stone and just kept the inner core of this metal, and then maybe these 3 parts high qual, I think it would definitely function for what you got. But we got some other ones. I like these, except for the fact of trying to get in and out of your freaking bunker all the time, and then it never fails. Your buddy leaves the bunker open, and you run off to do something, and they raid you, and they get it through that way. But even then, this isn't a bad setup. And like I said, if they go through doors, which is insane, if they try to go through doors like dum-dums, you've got two regular doors, 2 garage doors, another regular door, another garage door, a wall if it's up. If it's not, happens. Another garage door, and then if you put your TC behind this level 3, a TC or level 3 behind in front of your TC is another 8 rockets. So it definitely it definitely works as like an additional layer. Starter bases. I was just doing a starter base. Where is? So we always do a shit shack whenever we start. Let's see. Alright, so this is my starter. And I know everybody's like, oh, that's not a starter. That is a starter to us. And you can make it smaller if you need to. It's just a 2x3 with honeycombing. And the reason I say this is important to me is because when I start talking about a starter base before I build main, my guys know they have to farm me around 50 to 60k stone for me to put down the first 2 layers of our main base, that base that I was starting to build earlier that you saw me building. So you got to defend it. Nothing sucks worse as your guys to get up all the way to like a level 3 and then get wiped. So that's the foundations. Let's show the inside. I'm not sure why there's not a wall between the TC. I wonder if it's a height thing. This one's gone too. All right, so this is our normal start. This one's missing too. I don't understand why we're missing walls. There's a whole bunch of walls missing. Let's check upkeep on this one. Shouldn't be bad. I suspect probably around maybe 3k. Alright, so about 30k stone total. About 6k. So that would be about something that you'd want to play in. So this one, it's kind of sneaky. It looks like, you know, you should be able to get through with one, right? So it's 2 layers of stone in the honeycomb. Let's see if we'll come up. Alright, so they blow through the top. Shit Creek, I don't have enough explosive because it's metal. Whatever, maybe they go through the first one. Ta-da! Second one! Sucks to be you. So it's kind of recessed in, so that it's a double layer of honeycomb on top. And then if they actually made it into main base, there's the level inside, you know, after they blew through. Let's go down. TC's here with 3 boxes. This is a loot room, and I don't know why it's telling you that this thing does some weird. Let's try not using height. Oh, see, what I need to do is just start doing it in stages, and then just do like the base layer in stage 1 and call it stage 1, and then that way it's only in stage 1, you know, and I can just show you the inner core of the base. But this is a loot room. It's got 6 boxes in it. Oh, look, all the walls are gone. I don't understand. Let's try using height and see if that helps. But yeah, there's 2 sets of furnaces, 6. I love putting, one of my favorite things, putting furnaces into triangles. That's like my my go-to. I love putting them there because then you don't have to worry about it, you know. And on this as well, if you wanted to live in this and keep it the same way, go ahead and turn this into a loot room. Put your TC behind your workbench. My God, it did it so perfect earlier. Y'all saw that, right? Now it just added all sorts of glitchy. Let's reload it. Hide some floors. Alright, so yeah, if you wanted to, you could do the same thing we were talking about before. Maybe metal these 2 and put your TC behind it, and then put your level 2 or level 3 in front of it. Use that as like a starter slash, and then like I said, you use both of these 2 as loot rooms. So you'd have 2 doors, your normal airlock here. That's a wall. You have your 2 doors here, garage door, garage door, garage door, and then garage door, garage door, garage door, garage door, going into your rooms, or armor doors if you can afford it. And then, like I said, you put your TC behind your tier 3. Then they'd have to blow through your tier 3 to try to get through what they're dealing with. Let's see what other little bases we got. I had some other ones. Some of these I'm gonna be looking at them the same type you do every time. Vault bunker. That's the one we did before. What's this one? Vault. I feel like this is the yeah, it's the same concept. It's a vaulted bunker, just like before, TCs and honeycomb, with 4 loot rooms, and then your main floor here, with a locked loot room up here. The only problem, like I said, anytime you deal with these windows, and I use the windows on the same for these guys on the sides. I love using windows to block it, because if they don't have TC, they can't pick them up. If they go the other way, like if they blow in TC front and come, you know, and get TC first, technically they don't have to loot. They won't do this. But so what I like doing with this, let's go inside and unhide. So you see your boxes. You can leave those on the front unlocked and unlocked. And let's open these garage doors up. Technically, your guys don't even have to come in. You can they can come in and dump and hit those dump chests, and then I can grab the loot and go directly into the into the bunker from here. Grab the loot, go in, and technically you could even leave this one and this one still down. They can't get through there because see the half wall in the middle? There's no way to get through that window. They can just loot the chests if they broke in. So you don't have to worry about them, you know, and then technically they could shoot through it if they wanted to. But they would have to take out that metal half wall in the middle. I kind of like that. That's adorable to me, and one of the things one of the other guys like that we did before. And then you would just go into your bunker down here. TC's behind the window, and then 4 loot rooms. Boom, 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 boom. And of course, I just put all this crap out here for show. You can put auto turrets out here if you wanted to. That you could roll up, roll back down. Everybody really liked the SAM turrets until they figured out that you cannot put a SAM turret on your base and you fly a helicopter, which doesn't make any sense to me. It's like the worst thing ever. Let's go look at some of these other ones. Solo base? Oh, this thing looks like a... This might have been a drunken night. We don't know what this is yet. Alright, let's see what it is. Okay, so we're using... Alright, so I know this looks crazy, but this is technically sound, alright? I'm gonna... all these are foundations. Full height foundations. Now the only problem is you gotta find like a perfectly... Yeah, right, I know. I know I said solo, okay? But that's only 20k stone, if you think about it, to build. Well, actually, that's 35k. Not as much. Yeah, no. Okay, some of us farm. Okay, some of us farm heavy. No, 6k stone, which isn't bad. That's doable. Six stone nodes a day. You know what I mean? That's not bad. Then you play on a 2 times. If you hit a 2 times, which I love 2 times, that's 3 nodes. So, and so when you, I know you eventually said like, oh my God, that's huge. That's actually not. No, okay. What's up, Nut? So, on this, like I said, with this here, the reason I was saying this, so all these foundations that are full height foundations, so the way Rust works, let's clear this. No, dude, I'm serious. That's a solo base. And here's why it's a solo base. Alright, so I'm going to put foundations down. And I'll give you... Actually, let's do triangles, because triangles look better. Alright, you do full height triangles, okay? Alright, so that right there versus... wallet. That's backwards. My OCD is not going to let that happen. Alright, so we need 2 more, right? Let's just honeycomb it. Alright, so that's the same thing, right? 3 foundations versus these 3. And this is why I said it can be a solo base. Because right here, let's do upkeep. We're going to select the foundation and we're going to say select all. Add in the tops. Resource count. Costs 3,000 to make it. Upkeep is 300 stone. Right? Alright. Now let's go ahead and add these. Calculate. 3,000 stone. Cost the same. Upkeep. That's not right. Oh, that's why. Selection. All right, so my bad. I screwed that up. You have to click this little button that says selection only. All right, so this is 450 stone for these 3 foundations. Upkeep of 45. Let's deselect it. Select all. Add in the roofs. Get upkeep. That's 2,000 stone. And 270 upkeep. So by using full-size foundations, you're actually cutting your resource cost in half. If that makes sense. So we're looking at 278 stone a day, 2,000 to build it, versus $450 and $45. So if you think about it, with foundations, we said that was what, 2,000 stone? Let's see what that looks like. See, we're okay, so here we go. All right, so I built that in comparison to that, and it's still technically cheaper. So you have to know how to screw around with rust. And you have to understand what they see as... Now, the only downside to this is you're going to start getting into the percentages when you start talking about your percentages of what you're looking at, like block-wise, because you end up with more blocks, which it isn't bad. So yeah, that base technically could be a solo base. That wasn't bad. Let's see what else I got. Underground bunker. Oh, this is one of my first ones. I think this is, yeah, this is my original. So when I had talked about originally that I could make the base that I was making smaller, this is what I was talking about. Rather than 3 wide, it's a 2 wide. And then on the second floor, you lose that extra loot room here. You only end up with this loot room here, this loot room here. And then if you want to go to the second floor, technically you have to use the triangle in the front. Or I've done ladder hatches here. It's however you want to do it. This is the one when it was just me, Duke, Hatter, and one of the other guys. This is our setup. This was used to be what we normally had. And then you had to make it all the way around. And then you went into the second floor. And then you still had your 4 loot rooms, 2 triangle furnace rooms. And the rest of this was honeycomb. And I don't even think I did a 3rd floor. Oh yeah, I did. I did a 3rd floor. So let's see what the upkeep on this bad boy is. 8 and 9, yeah. And that was an 8 and 9 for us as a 3 and 4 man. That was acceptable for us. Uh-oh. Let's see what we got for a fire call. Hurst Hammock, Wildland Fire. Okay, it's just brush truck. Guys have already got it. Yeah, this one's not bad, but this is nothing in comparison. Like I said, this is nothing in comparison to the other one that we built. Let's go look at some of the other ones we got. I like going through and looking at. It says cheap. I feel like this isn't the cheap one. I used to love these shooting floors. Let's see what my version of cheap is. Actually, that's not bad. For that big ass giant base, 13K metal or 13K stone a day and 8.5, 8.5. That's right, because so it's technically, no, it has a third floor. How is this? Let's see what the insides look like. Oh, that's why, because it's all stone. A lot of it's stone. This thing isn't as secure though. I like it, but it's not that good. I mean, it's cheap. It's cheap to make, but you're only looking at 9 rockets, 3, 3, 15. So, well, I mean, this is what I was going for. I was trying to get. I mean, this was my goal, bro. This is I mean, it looks clean as shit on here, but oh, you like a sniper tower on top? I've always liked sniper towers, but these dang things. Yeah, the only problem is, man, they get expensive. God, they get expensive. These towers, man. Just by adding this tower here, let's see what it cost us. Let's see. That was not what I wanted. Yeah, these stupid towers cost. It's amazing how much they cost. I'll just click it all. All right, let's see what we got. What's up, Red? What's up, my buddy? Yeah, just that tower, man. I mean, it just adds to almost 1,000 stone, but that's not bad. We get it. We can start making the towers out of stone, dude. Everyone, I want you to know there's a celebrity in here, Mr. Bryce Bread, who is a beast. He yeah. Unfortunately, like I said, I was telling the other guys, I do a lot of clan bases. My guys, this one isn't bad. The big ones are. Let's load the big one up. Oop, not that one. That one was a joke. It's a big one. Oh, dude, this guy was one of my favorites. So you put these little flamey guys, and it keeps people from laddering up on your stuff. Because when they put a ladder up and they try to climb it, these guys will burn the ladders down. Cracked me up. That we were using them that one time. You put them all the way around. That keeps people off your roof. They have to go past the auto turrets. Where's our big base? I hope I didn't delete it out. There's the one without the honeycomb. And that's without the honeycomb. So yeah, we built some 4 floors of good old-fashioned beastie. And that was back when I used to not put the TC in front of the... I'll never build a base where I don't put my TC in front of, or my my level 3 in front of my TC. Because, so, if they get into your base, and you built a good enough base... I've had clans move into my base before. But they will not move in if they had to break the level 3. If there's already a level 3 there, like here, they broke in and they kicked in the door and they got everything and did everything great, and they got your TC, they just put down a new TC and take over your base. And use it how they want. If you put that level 3 directly in front of it, and like I said, from everything that, if we check our, if Rust Labs is correct, of course, which we're all trusting that Rust Labs and everything is good, it's 8 rockets for a level 3 workbench. So it adds to, especially if you position it right in front of that door, put a door behind it, it is an absolute pain in the ass to get through. And especially if you make it metal or high qual, because then they got to decide if they want to go, they have to blow through it anyway. So it definitely works. So yeah, we'll see what else we got here. Let's just start from the top. Different build. Let's see what this one is. I'm telling you, I sit around and drink, and I build bases, and I try to figure out. Okay. So this one is a go in, up. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna, yeah, man. As much as I would love to keep playing this week, I think I'm gonna chill this week. I definitely enjoyed. I like that server, but I don't know if I want to commit the for 3 days. So what I'm talking about with Nut here is the server we play on is a Monday wipe. Well, this week the wipe is on Thursday because the face punch is forced wipe. So we only had a couple of days. So today is Wednesday, so it wipes tomorrow. And we got rocket rated last night. We had guys caught me before I put in the honeycomb on our good base, and it definitely hurt. That's the other one. And they put us down before I could get it up. And I put up enough. Oh my goodness, what is all this crazy stuff? I built some crazy shit, dude, I'm telling you. I sit around and I'm just like, what can I come up with? Oh yeah, this is my my heli tower the other day. I love this thing. We built this, and actually I wish I could show a picture of it. I'm gonna have to I'll have to save a picture of it and show you. I actually built this on one of the other servers. Maybe we can do that. Maybe I can insert it in. Let's see if we can do that real quick. I want y'all to see, because everybody's like, oh, you build this crap on you just build it on build servers. You don't ever actually build this stuff. No, I actually build. Let's see, where is it? Save image. And actually, I'll show you a couple of them. That'll be perfect. We're gonna insert some images here. Nothing like or how I can do this. I think you can just add it in directly. We'll do a slideshow so that way I can add a couple of them real quick. That sound alright? So I can actually show you. This is automatic. Alright, cute. Done. Properties. Musician, automatic. Okay, here we go. Add files. I was like, I don't know how to do this. Pictures. Alright, so this was on Face Punch 2 West. Bam! There's two of my bases out back there. This was I was watching the guys fight because somebody was supposed to not be authorized on that TC. Only I was supposed to be authorized on the TC, so that it doesn't shoot the rockets at the heli base. As you can see, let's see if it'll transition now. I need to start taking more screenshots. Bam. Alright, so there's the okay. Done. Let that play through for a minute. There's the rockets splashing in, and there's the base behind it back there. And this was our base on Face Punch 2 West before it got raided by hackers. We had a oh come on, can you go slower? I can only move it. So that was yeah, that was a pretty good one. I like that one. This one right here was the one we got raided on. But that's the same base that we were talking about earlier. There's that tower that we're talking about in the corner, and then we had a little heli base down at the bottom. So, for all of you naysayers who says we don't use them, don't bring us back. Yeah, we're not going back to hackers. I promise. We're not going to go back there. I can't do that. All right. Let's go. Back to my live view. So yeah, I think what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go back in and I'm gonna build the base that we're using currently. So like I said, I really do test build drop downs. Oh yeah, that's right. Let's go look at this one real quick. I don't know what this is. Oh yeah. So what I was testing is these things. Alright, so people have been using these weird drop down loot rooms, and I wasn't sure how I liked it. And then what I had this one was I had it where it would let me get in here. You could access the drop down rooms, like rooms you would go through a half wall here and go into a room, and then you go through it, like have two of them here, two there, and then TC would be behind two windows, 1, 2. I wasn't sure about that one. That was a definite play build. Let's see if there's any other ones that I haven't. God, I don't even want to look at that one. Test build drop downs. I built a what does your city skylines thing look like? Everything is perfectly square. I know, at my OCD. So I built this a while ago, and we were gonna actually build it. So I want to build this on a server one time, and basically what it is when clans have a beef and they want to, you know, it's like combat tags for a server. And basically you would, you know, each group would come in, we'd set the beds to public, and then they would all get in there, you know, they would get their beds in, and then you know, we would have an event basically where everybody got to watch the PvP fight go down, like a paintball arena, kind of like a paintball arena. I thought that was extremely cool. I think this would be fun. I really do. I like these guys. It'd be fun. Have them each like have only a specific amount of meds, and then let them get after it. And we don't even have to do it this way. I might be able to do it with walls. Have a you know, a loaded wall, and just have a yeah, do a bunch of walls, you know, like in line, you know, and then do like an observatory so you can kind of look over the wall, you know, and watch the PvP happen. I think that would be fun too. I'm telling you, the stream right here is going to happen. Yeah, clans would be dickheads about it, especially if they got clapped, but, you know, I don't know. I can see that, though. You have to be on a cool server. The turtle! Called it my turtle. Let's see what this one is. Okay. So, this guy here is one of my favorite builds here. And it really is a jerk method of building your base. And I understand 100%. But you just got to do what you can to live, man. You know, you gotta. So what this does, this little guy right here. Why don't you let me build it? Or if it was already built. Oh, it already was. That's why. So, what you do is you put your TC down in the floor. Like this. And then you do a low wall, or excuse me, you do a window. And then you do a half wall. And then do a floor. Bam. Alright, so TC is technically accessible. And then you put that there. And especially if you want to be a real big jerk, you can edit Make that armored, and this guy armored. So what this does right here is so even if they broke TC, okay, so they blew through this window, right? Ooh, they blew through this. They technically cannot get the loot because the loot bag will drop directly to the floor below it. It's going to drop to the ground, right? And then they can't reach in here to go all the way down to get the freaking loot. They would have to blow out this guy here. It's the same concept with these guys right here. The only downside to these, which I don't like, is the it makes it where the guys absolutely cannot get the loot, but it also makes it where you can't get the loot. All right, so they're gonna break the boxes, and they're gonna try to catch the little thing as it falls down before it breaks. When it breaks. But it's also gonna drop to the floor, and then it'll despawn. So you're gonna lose everything, but the jerks that raided you don't get it unless they blow through these armor. Does that make sense? So you've got 4 boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4. The 4 boxes right there. And then the same thing over here. 4 boxes, 4 boxes. So once they're down here, once they get past all the garage doors, they can just blow through or break all your boxes without having to get past these. They can get rid of your loot. They can and more than likely they will, because you're being a jerk too. You know what I mean? And then you can half wall if you want to do little boxes in here. If you wanted to, you can put little boxes on top, little boxes on the bottom. And I believe we jump down. Yeah, it's a jump down. And you got all your loot rooms and everything like normal. You go out the front. But yeah, that's one of the more pain in the ass ones. And they also the other downside of that for you is you can't reach the code locks because you put the code locks far enough back. A lot of times, if you got somebody that comes in, excuse me, mid-wipe before you seal the box, or if you seal the front, your guys can't access those boxes, and you end up having to break them and put down new ones. But it's a great way. It's a double-edged sword. You've got ways of being a jerk, or to keep them from it. Trap bases. Oh, I love that one. You find like a bush. I wish that's the one thing they don't give you on here. We'll put like a Christmas tree. We'll put a Christmas tree as the bush. And then they come running up and they're like, "Oh, free loot, bro." You come out and like accidentally leave the door open or whatever you're gonna do, so they don't door camp you. They go to door camp you. These shotgun turrets or the shotgun traps will jack them up. Especially if you turn this into a regular door. Ooh, no, oh, that made it wood. I had a regular door. Say you're gonna hop in and you'd be like, "Oh shit." You could do hemp, but then they pick it. I normally, like I said, what I would do is I would find like a big bush and act like you're trying to, make it where you can hide, and then you would die with your door open, and then they would come running up like they were gonna get you into your base. and then they get shotgun trapped. And then you just spawn over at your real base, which would be over here. You just run over, place up their loot, come back. Trapdoor bunker. Let's see what this one is. Oh yeah, this is the break the wall, jump up. Yeah. It would break that, and then you would drop down into the core here. And then you'd have 2 loot rooms. Which actually, this one wouldn't be bad for a Rust duo trio, or a solo duo. Because if I remember correctly,